Hello, Google. My name is Luis Garcia. I'm from Dallas, Texas, born and raised. My first 17 years, I was over there at Tecano. Raised my backyard neighbors were the cows y los caballos. We moved from Dallas to a small suburbia que se llama McKinney. Allá estuvo, pues te digo, it was 6,000 people. We saw it grow. It was the biggest growing city in the U.S. for about 5 years. We ended up moving to Chicago when I was 17. I tried to get closer to my half carnalas. That didn't turn out so well. The cold, I didn't appreciate too much, and I would spend my summer times working construction acá in California with my tíos. That's what paid for the clothes. Then I joined the Marine Corps. I didn't want to be in the trailer park no more. So, whenever I went out to the West Coast, I fell in love with it. I mean, obviously, I came back out here. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton. The Marine Corps, I always had short hair. That was the first suit that I put on. I did a lot of service through that. It brought me through a lot of different things, but it was more American. I wasn't able to tap into my Mexicano side. My mom is from Mexico City. She ended up crossing the border, so I'm first gen on her side. Mi papá es de la frontera, ahí en Texas. We never dove too much into it. Pops was in the military. My older sister was in the military, so I kind of felt like I had to go in. Once I was in, I had my own story to tell. I was the first one out of the family in the Marine Corps. And then after that, now 10 years later, that allowed me to go ahead and get my education, which allowed me to dive deeper and take my time to educate myself in things I wanted to, not what the government was pushing. That's how I found Chicanismo. That's how I found Pachuquismo. I started coming into salsa. I got injured out in Afghanistan during my time in service. So whenever I was able to move my leg fully again, that's whenever I started dancing. And little did I know that it had a lot to do with danza. And there's a lot of different moves between that and salsa, and it's really healed me. So finding that, it's allowed me to heal myself, find myself. I'm still discovering myself. And I feel that this journey has been an awakening for sure. Salsa has brought me to Pachuquismo, like I said, through Francisco Vasquez. And from there, I kind of took my own journey with it. I've kind of been trying to dive into Chicano studies. I would like to major in it. I would like to learn more. Obviously, the history and its exposure is always going to have to shed light on itself. But I think that we have to find that on our own and sometimes through our own people. And whenever we can find a community that helps us out, it's an amazing feeling. And the Zoot Suit riots, I ended up discovering on my own, because even though Francisco Vasquez, we do a lot of the Zoot Suits, I started trying to find out the history and what was the purpose, y cómo. Before, I always knew them as the gangster suits. But I, obviously, like I said, I was still in my American ways and I didn't really dive into this other side of me. The more and more I started discovering, the more it hit home, because I personally have, like I said, roots in the military. And once I started discovering that it was because it was unpatriotic, it really started hitting home that it was more of a racist issue. It wasn't the fact that we were unpatriotic, we were there. So then you start uncovering more things, like I always used to say, manifest destiny, or like the Cowboys, because Texan, and, go west until you can't find land no more. Well, little did I know that meant that was killing our people, and little discoveries as I'm coming along the way, like I'm also destroying things that I learned from the past that were written by people that were the conquerors, like they say, and sometimes our history we have to discover on our own. And a lot of this has just been self-taught. And thankfully, de aquí de ustedes, del barrio, de las calles, sure. Thank you.
Have you watched the Zoot Suit play?
I have. Multiple times. I have that on my phone. I bought that. So, that once I saw that, I mean, I have a performance. A lot of our performances were based off that intro, so I needed to dive more into that. Once I saw that, and I started diving into that. American Me, I saw that Zoot Suit was a topic that wasn't really touched on too much, and it's still a topic that is up for a lot of controversy. I feel that, while it does have a lot of audio side, it also does have a lot of dance side. It does have a lot of elegance. So it's also, the Pachucos from Mexico City, the side from over there, they were always in the mambo scene, the mambo cats. And to have all this culture with jazz, with everything, salsa kind of already does that. So now I can kind of, like they say, ya carnal, póngase a usar que los tiempos han cambiado, So it's trying to just keep this thing going with the culture that's going with it. You know, trying to keep Chicanismo alive, trying to keep Pachuquismo alive. I feel it a privilege and an honor to be able to even have this, be able to have all these opportunities because of you guys, and it's just it's great. It really is. It's humbling and it's an honor. It was nice to go ahead and have that opportunity and heal myself. As the DJ Ricky Campanelli has really been, through all of his albums, he's really the one that I stick to the most. Obviously, Oscar de Leon. Obviously, you have, Tito Puente, an amazing timbalero. I love that, especially I get down with the timbales. So I really try to stick to the traditional ones. There's a guy out in Chicago called Enrique Calderon. Shout out to him. He was an upcoming salsa artist out there out of Cubby Bear. And I personally have his CD still in my car. That one's a Mexican salsa artist, so trying to get Mexican salsa up on the map. And, those are just a few.
What kind of tattoos do you have?
So I have, this is my newest one. It was actually a big thing for me because this is the Marine Corps. They won't accept you if you have hand tattoos. So this is me saying goodbye to El Pasado. And the rest of my body is all Marine Corps and, Christian belief. I have my Marine Corps tattoo. I have 2 wings from whenever I did both my tours to Afghanistan. I was shot twice. Thankfully, I made it out. And then the first tour, I was blown up. I got metal in my leg for 10 years. Thankfully, made it out. God blessed again. That really did play a big part in there. This is my first official El Pachuco Zoot Suits outfit. Got the pants, obviously, from them. Got the jacket from them, the drapes. Stacey Adams, obviously, at the bottom. Got to have those. Went with all black today because today is all black. Up top, I got like the little silky black shirt. Got obviously los suspendores, los tiradores. Had to holler at my girl in San Diego, I'm chula, for my touches, bandana stuff. That's solid. Then obviously I had to go to your local liquor store. Had to go get your bandana touches. Los jewelries ahí in Fashion District or Diamond District. Hey. Tuba hat. Acá. Pachucos Zoot Suits también para las cadenas. So these little touches from the Marine Corps, little touches from Fashion District, and la crucita también aquí de los jewelers ahí en el Diamond District, los aretes también. I had to holla at Amazon. Estos, my boy, Soy Danza. También por la plumita, always representando. This one was from over there. Personally, he's an amazing guy with the danza community, so thank you very much. Thank you to all the guys. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. I feel that there's a lot of opinions, there's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of views on it. Sometimes they're portrayed negatively, and I feel that it shouldn't be a bad thing to dive into our past so that we don't mistake the future. I feel that sometimes it's better to be educated and our own people take the time to listen to your elders. I know that that's obviously something that you hear through the tribes and you hear through everything, but it really is true. I think it should be something that should maintain. Obviously, respect goes a long way. And just maintain the respect as you go on your journey. I feel that awakening, you have to destroy a lot of your past, a lot of who you think you were or what you were taught. But I think that once you start uncovering the truth, you can make the world a better place, starting with yourself.